Hi there, I'm Beena Kavalam, and if you're getting this message, you are probably had some experience with positive intelligence. I wanted to go a little bit deeper to share some of my enthusiasm with you. So, what is positive intelligence? It's a school of thought where based on the simple premise that when you have positive thoughts, certain regions of your brain light up. When you have negative thoughts, certain regions of your brain light up as well. So you're using for positive thinking and negative thinking, you're using different parts of your brain. Now, the goal here is that we want to think more positive thoughts. So we need to start using certain areas of our brain and start engaging them so that our default is more positive thinking and more positive thoughts. Why do we want more positive thoughts in our life? They lead to greater productivity. It leads to uh, better happiness, better well-being. You're healthier, you're less stressed. So we want to start using the areas of our brain that are associated with positive thinking and positive thoughts. Okay? So the whole idea behind positive intelligence is to use the part of our brain where we have that positive thoughts and light them up. And so what positive intelligence does is we are using certain techniques. And I'm going to share some of those techniques with you now. The first, I've already probably explained this to you, is the breathing, right? We talked about the 4-7-8 technique where we inhale over 4, hold for 7, exhale over 8 beats. Let's do one right now where you sit feet shoulder width apart, hands in your lap, and you inhale over 4. And I just want you to check in with yourself how you're feeling. Maybe you're a little stressed. Just sit with your feet shoulder width apart and planted on the floor and hands in your lap. All right, so let's start. Inhale over 4, hold, exhale. Ideally, you'll do this 3 more times. Now, what this is doing, this is engaging you with your senses. It's first of all calming the body down, and it's helping you get more clear about your breathing and your senses. Okay, so you're feeling your body. You're feeling your body by controlling your breath. You're squeezing your muscles. You're calming down. You're listening to me do 4, 1, 2, 3. You're listening to my cueing, and you're getting very intentional. You're leveraging your 5 senses. And studies have shown for positive intelligence, the way we engage that positive side of our brain is by using our senses. So find ways that you can start engaging and using your 5 senses during the day. This will help you as you start to engage more with it, you'll start to build positive neural pathways. So in our brain, when we think certain thoughts, we have these things called neurons in our brain. And these are like, think of them almost as like ropes of like neurons, of brain cells. Okay. And when we think a thought, we can either go down a negative path or a positive path. All right. And the ideal goal is to start really creating more positive neural pathways in our brain. And that only comes with thinking positive thoughts. So we have to train our brain to think more positive thoughts. And that's in it a nutshell. That's positive intelligence. So I'm going to teach you another technique for engaging in positive thoughts. It's not just positive thinking. It's not about being Pollyanna. It's about engaging your brain so you're thinking more positive thoughts. And in turn, will be more productive, more relaxed, less stressed, and honestly, just happier. Okay, you're going to get better results and you'll be happier. So here's another way to engage in your positive intelligence. When you feel like you're stressed or out of control, like something's just not going right, pause, leverage your self-command muscle. Remember I talked about that as well, and start to use your sense of touch. And so what I do is I use something, I just do this, okay? where you're literally feeling your fingertips. You're feeling the ridges of your fingerprints, essentially. Okay, you're trying to feel them against, holding it with such a tension that you can feel your fingertips. And I want you to just focus in on that for right now. Just focus in, try to feel your fingertips. Just feel the fingertips right there, focusing in on trying to feel on both fingers, this finger and this finger. You're trying to feel the sensation. Okay, you just did it for about 10 seconds. That was something called a positive intelligence rep. I know you might be thinking, Beena, I wasn't thinking the whole time about positive stuff. That's not how it works. But just by thinking some of the feeling that sense is focusing on the sense, on that sense of touch, you were working your positive neural pathways of your brain. Another technique that you can use is trying to listen and hear, using your sense of hearing. And so one way you can do this is by pausing, taking a couple of deep breaths, and then try to pause and listen for the sound that's farthest away from you. Do it now. Try to identify the sound that's the farthest away from you that you can hear. Now, try and identify the sound that's closest to you. You should be able to hear your own breath. That is something, if you just try it again and try to hear your own breath. Now you've done another positive intelligence rep. Okay, every 10, if you just do a positive intelligence rep for about 10 to 20 seconds, you put these little bursts into your day. I would actually couple them. I'd make it a minute if you can. All right. But if you can only do 10 seconds or 20 seconds, start there. Injecting ways that you can feel, hear. One other way is seeing. Okay. Look for something in the very distance and focus with a glassy, like with a hazed look where you're not really focused on it, a hazy look. You're not like intently focused on it, but you're kind of looking at it overall. And then I want you to look at it again with a zoom in. Look at the details that you never saw before. So for example, ahead of me, I've got a lamp and I'm looking at this lamp with a haze where I'm not really thinking about the lamp. I'm just looking at it. It's in my view. But now that I'm looking at it in detail, I'm looking at the fabric that's on the lampshade. I'm looking at the detail of the cover, of the color of the base. I'm looking about the light of the lamp and how detailed it is. Okay, and how bright it is. I'm looking at the cord that's going from the base to the wall. Okay, so you're picking up these little details, and that's how you're using the sense of sight. Okay, so just an example. You start with the hazy, and then you zoom in and you go into depth, and you start to pick up some of these details. What this is doing is it's really starting to build your positive neural pathways, okay, which is something that you want to do. Okay, so we've talked about sight, we've talked about hearing, we've talked about touch. You could even do this with smells as well. You could do this in a positive way, right? You could do this with your, incense or some type of smell, like maybe there's a favorite smell or a candle that's something that's important to you. You could do that as well and just inhale and try to recognize what that smell is. Just really be intentful in it. All right. So we've talked a couple of ways. You could also do this with sound. Ideally, sound is a little bit less intense, meaning speaking, because you want to be focused. You want to be doing this something that you can do while you're while you're working or doing other things. Some people use humming as a way of engaging that sound, and using that as a way to calm themselves. So if you notice somebody's calming or humming, it's just a way of self-soothing. That's a way they're engaging their more positive aspects of their brain as well. Okay, so we've talked about the five senses, another way to start engaging and using this positive intelligence. I will tell you my personal story for why using this. About 2 years ago, when I first found positive intelligence, I did it just because I thought it would be something I could teach my students. It didn't realize the power it would have on me. And I will tell you that the power has been immense. I learned so much about myself through this process. I started incorporating positive intelligence, doing the reps. Okay. There's a whole course that there's around this, but you don't need that. Okay. All you need to do is start doing the reps for yourself when you're stressed. So right now, when I have a stressful moment, and it's been very stressful for me over the last few weeks, what I've done is when I'm feeling that overwhelm, I take a breath and I just do this. I was in the bank and I was feeling a little stressed. And I had my purse in my hand. I had a couple things and I just started doing this while I was waiting in line. Nobody knew. Nobody was looking at me or anything like that. Nobody said anything. I was just focused. And you can even do it now at your desk. Even if you're there, you could just put your hands in your lap and just start doing this. I do it now. It's become a part of my life, positive intelligence. And I do this at the sauna. Every time I finish a workout, I go to the sauna for 20 minutes and I do positive intelligence. I'm just in there and I'm doing this, I'm doing this, and I don't care. But if in the beginning you might be a little hesitant to do that, that's okay. Try it for yourself. Try things. You can do the visual one where it's the gaze. Try some of this for yourself. I know it worked for me. I hope it will work for you. If you have any questions on this video, feel free to reach out to me, but I do hope you will try it for yourself, especially when you're feeling overwhelmed, when you feel out of sorts. Pause, leverage your self-command muscle, and decide I want to work on my positive neural pathways. And then start. Thank you so much for your time today. We'll talk soon.